All right, so the tilt of the face is right here. What time is this?
11.
11 o'clock. So we put that here, and we just draw a line. From there, we can keep in mind this 11 o'clock, but now when I put my pencil here, you can see that there's a lot of variation between the chin and the front of the eye. So we're going to focus on the nose. So what time is the bridge of the nose starting? This is 11, but this is the bridge of the nose right here. Almost 12. So I'm actually going to sit and I'm going to draw just slightly to the almost 12 mark. Once we have that, what time is the nose actually going off of the plane?
10.
Let's get that. It looks like 10. Good job. 10 o'clock. So we're just going to draw that 10 o'clock. Okay? And then the nose comes down and back. So I'm going to keep it simple and just draw a straight line down and then a straight line back at the same, like a 90-degree angle. Even though this coming back, it is about 90 degrees to the 10 o'clock, right? Now, we have to the eyeball, I'm just going to put a mark where the eye is going to be and go straight down, and that'll help us see that this is where the nostril is supposed to be. Okay? That'll help us get that curvature there. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify another plane. What's a plane? Well, let me show you what a plane is. So here's my eraser, right? And if I twist this eraser, you can see that there's many different planes or surfaces. So for example, right here, this is one plane, but there's another plane right here, and then another plane on the side. So this is a plane right here where that highlight is. So I want to get that plane, and it comes off the tip of the nose about there. So I'd say about there, and it just comes straight across, and then it stops and turns, and then it turns again into this crevice. So this curvature, I made it with straight lines, but that's the curvature that I got. And then I'm going to actually have it come down here and then back like this. And then I'm going to round out the tip of the nose. Okay? And this is another plane of the nose right here, and I'm just going to circle that. You're supposed to be drawing this the entire time, yes. Okay, and then the nostril is sitting right here, and it comes over, and then it comes back at this sharp angle, and then it comes across, and then it drops down into this, and then there's this angle here. Notice how I'm doing straight lines. I'm not drawing a nose at all. I've broken it down to every little piece. And I'm paying attention to every little piece. Now, I need to bring this up a little bit and over, and that will give me this shadowed area here. And then the mouth comes down at what time? It's 11-ish. And since we're not doing mouths, I'm just gonna leave that kind of alone and just put a mark here. And it's actually gonna be very accurate when it's complete, okay? So now that I've got all the bases covered here, there's gonna be, I'm gonna just draw this line right here just to kind of give it reference. And I'm gonna take this and curve this and push out a little bit and then have it come up so that you can see that there's an eye sitting there. Now this nose, to make it look like this person, I'm gonna need to over exaggerate this nose a little bit by making it bump up and then bump back down and then bump back up, okay? So it's just a little wave, little bump in the nose right there. Do you see that? Do you see that bump? Okay. Now, after I've got all the basic shapes and angles, it's time to squint at the image and look to see where the darkest darks are. And it's right there, right in the nostril. So I'm gonna go ahead and just darken that in, right in that one spot, and then it fades out. And then it comes around and this part's not as dark and it's faded out. And I'm just gonna make that kind of a sharp turn. Make it so that it comes to a sharp point. And then I'm gonna squint and see where there's any type of shadow, and I'm just gonna softly put in the shadow. There's shadow coming around the tip of the nose right here. Shadow going up the nose here. There's a shadow right here as it comes up to the eye. There's the eyeball. Shadow, shadow, shadow. Then it has a highlight there, shadow here, and there's a shadow here. Okay, did I shade it very good? Does it look awesome? It looks pretty not awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my paper towel or my finger and I'm just going to pull all of that value around so it creates a nice thing. Then I'm gonna go back in and reshade it because I want the shadow parts to stick out. I'm not overdoing not overdoing it, but I am putting in some extra shading. Okay, and then I'm gonna just softly shade it or rub it back in one more time. And the very last thing I'm gonna do, can anybody guess? Erase. I'm gonna squint and find the highlights of the nose. And I'm gonna put a highlight wherever I see a bright spot. There's a highlight right here. There's a highlight right here. There's a soft highlight right here. Then I'm gonna go in and, we're still not talking for a minute, please. Then I'm gonna go in and soften up those highlights, except for where they really are super bright. Just soften them and blend them in together. And then I'm gonna go and erase my guidelines from around the edge here. then your nose should look pretty close to the nose that you were drawing. And that is how you draw a nose.